No, it's been... Ooh. Can you boost up my... Yeah, I can't hear it. Oops, sorry, we're recording.
Hello. Welcome to Actors Anonymous Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Quiche. Co-hosting with me, as always, is Mr. Jordan Burbank. Jordan, what are you fiddling with, man?
I think I've gone deaf. I can't hear... Oh, there we go. I fixed it.
You can hear yourself?
I was not swearing at the beginning of the show. That was my bad.
You were swearing.
Yeah. Well, we swear.
We swear on the show. It's okay.
That's my favorite part of the show is when everyone's like, can I... Like, they'll be mid-sentence. They'll be like, yeah, and everything just turned out... Can I...
Yeah, now that you mention it, can I...
Fuck. And they're just like, oh, yeah,
okay,
no, totally.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Oh, which reminds me, we have to change the thing on iTunes to say explicit because we don't say that on there.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't sue us, anybody.
Dirty show. No one's going to come on anymore.
Right. I'm super excited to have a fellow actor, a fellow colleague, a fellow friend on the show, Mr. Beau Mirchoff. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hello, guys. Thanks for having me.
Beau is well known from the show Awkward that we both act on. He had a recurring on Aquarius. He had a great recurring on Desperate Housewives. He was the lead in The Grudge 3.
Series reg, actually.
Oh, it was a series reg?
Okay.
I was not... Wait, was it a series reg?
It was, but it was for like one season, so it's
okay,
really...
that counts.
Yeah, kind of.
Series regular.
That's what they do it on real networks. They actually give you series regular.
Gotcha.
But when you're on, the smaller guys, they give you the recur.
Gotcha.
It's the money
good
thing.
season. I liked that season. That was good.
Thank you.
We might go into that a little bit more.
Okay.
What a great ride it's been for Awkward, man.
It has been. It's been amazing, right?
5 years.
Especially for you, too.
Yes. I mean, they asked me to come back after season 1, which I was
crazy.
like, great.
So you were, which these people probably know, but a recur.
Right.
And then you did such a wonderful job that they just kept bringing you back and back
Right.
and back and back. That's impressive.
That's great. That's one. I'm really thankful for that.
It's like the goal of every recur.
Right?
Yep.
And
you did it, buddy.
I did it. We did it. No, we were talking about this at the SAG Foundation, where we were talking about how the writing has just allowed for just really cool transitional arcs for the characters, and especially with Maddie this season, especially just the changes people go through in high school is just amazing.
Totally, yeah. Where you start in sophomore year to where you end up in senior year is quite the journey, and it just keeps going after that too. Where I am now at 26 is just completely different from where I was in high school. That's scary, and I guess in another 4 years I'll be in another place.
Right. Do you think the change happens slower or it'll happen quicker? Because I feel like when you're the change between 16 and 18 is huge.
Yeah, that is huge.
But do you think the change?
Yeah, it slows down.
Right. Do you think the change between 28 and 32 is big?
No.
No?
I'm not there, but
I don't know. Maybe it depends on each person.
I feel like it slows down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it slows down. It reaches a speed bump.
Unless you play high school for another 6
That's
years out of
true.
high school, right?
I'll probably be on a CW show or something after this.
That wouldn't be bad. CW's doing some good work right now.
They are. Didn't they change their... No, never mind. That's
ABC Family.
ABC
right?
Family.
They've got The Flash. That was doing great.
I don't know what their
Arrow,
name is, but...
which is actually a pretty cool action show. I just saw a few episodes.
Are we going to go through the lists of current ABC shows?
Or
CW.
Yeah. And Supergirl.
Let's go
One
through
and
the
the same.
roster right now.
It's been getting good reviews, so.
Did you see Jeb Bush called her... What do you call her? Hot. He's like... She's hot. She looks like she's 17.
Sir. That's all I want to say to him. Sir.
Oh...
That was not the question we asked you, but moving on.
I agree with them.
She's attractive.
She's attractive.
It'd be great if it was during a debate.
What?
That Supergirl, she's really attractive. What does that have to do with economics?
I'm just nervous. Never mind. I'm not going to get into politics. I was going to say I'm nervous where the debates are going to go. We've had some pretty interesting characters this year. That's all I'm going to say.
A lot of interesting characters for sure.
I feel like anybody can run for president in the next few elections.
We just did a video at my work. I just produced a video called Shit Trump Says. And it's did he say this or was it someone else? And it's you'd be surprised at some of the awful, awful things that come up that are actually true. It's great.
I was reading something that they dissected his vocabulary and they were like, yes, he has the vocabulary of a fifth grader. We're going to do great things. We're going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Beau, I love working with you on set, especially this season. We've had some really cool scenes together.
Yeah, man, great scenes. It's been really fun.
It's been such an amazing ride, and we've had some really cool talks. And one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on the show is it's been so nice to get to know you as an actor and as a person outside of outside of set and stuff. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, and every actor I think goes through these phases where you receive a lot of anxiety whenever you think about the things that are in your control and the things that aren't in your control.
Yes.
And can you maybe talk to us a little bit about your perspective on that? Because, there's only so much you can control as an actor. What can you control, in your opinion?
Yeah, it's funny. It depends what day you ask me, Sam. Some days I feel like I control everything. Right. Other days I feel like everything is in flux. It's like this constant change. So, look, what you can control, I think, is, how much work you put into a role or whatever, you can control not going out or not drinking. Right. You can control going to class. You control what you read. You control how you take care of your body. No, you can't control basically getting a job, but you can do everything in your power to be ready. So when opportunity comes knocking, you're not, you don't answer the door naked.
Right.
You answer with a tux on.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's right.
White tux.
The white tux. And why I'm watching The Daily Show in a tux, I don't want to get in that. No, but I'm ready to go to the ball, baby.
But that's a really interesting point you bring up. Like, it depends on what day you ask me. And there's lots of cool books I read in terms of how to constantly center yourself and be at that state where you can just be ready for whatever comes at you. But I mean, it's just so hard to it's a daily practice thing. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think it happens over years and years and years.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like sometimes I'll just feel different. It's kind of like the seasons, all of a sudden you're like, it's sunnier. It's spring now. Mm-hmm. Or, you just kind of something changes. And I'll go through these times where I just I feel insecure.
Yeah.
And I'm I don't even know what I'm doing. But, I don't know, you feel ambivalent about everything. And then other times you just feel like, you can do no wrong. That's what's tricky about the arts in general. It's like you don't really, everything's so subjective and there's nothing that is definitive often.
Right.
So you just have to do everything in your power to stay active and stay inspired and do things that inspire you and keep you, interested.
That's exactly what Stacey Edwards. She was an acting teacher we had on the show, and she does a class called Keep It Real Acting. She does Meisner technique. She just said the exact same you said right now, where you were talking about these artistic outlets that you just express yourself, and even if it's not acting, just constantly be expressing yourself as a true artist. And it's like we were walking up here, I was telling you I think I'm going to start doing some metal work soon.
Yeah, why not?
I started getting interested in it, and I'm like, I really want to do this now. So
welding?
No, I thought it was like arts and crafts, cute little things, and he's like, no weapons.
Yeah,
are you gonna become a steel worker?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I want to go to somebody who has the old school furnace and hammers the metal and folds it.
Blacksmith.
On the
side blacksmith.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Construction, the side of a building, just for framework.
For framework. I love welding, guys.
I do it part-time.
And that's the most manly thing you can do as well.
It's so manly.
It's really, really manly.
I'm gonna burn myself. I already know this. There's actually
just a scar, just right down the side.
There's a pretty cool show. It's one of those reality competition shows where they have the cooking competition shows.
Sure.
And there's one that for, oh gosh, what was it, cupcakes? There's one now for metalworking. And I saw the preview for one of their episodes, and a guy his whole hand is engulfed in the flames.
Yeah.
And it's just like a
new?
Yeah, it's somewhat fairly new. Maybe
There's framework that was last year.
Maybe that was it.
It was all I think they were designing things with crazy wood sculptures and metal and stuff like that.
Oh, no. This one was for swords. They were
wrong.
Making
Oh,
weapons.
I saw that. That looks really cool. It's the whole Game of Thrones thing right now.
Yes. Oh, that looks so cool, man. Making a little dagger. You keep it by your bed, and that way it's your weapon.
There you go.
I actually keep a big knife by my bed.
Do you?
Yeah.
I like that. I used to when I was 4.
Yeah? When you were 4?
Oh, yeah, that's too young. When I was 8. Actually, when I was 4, my dad, I wanted a pocket knife so bad.
Yeah.
And my dad basically demanded my mom. She said, "Look, it's fine. It's fine. He can have it. He'll be safe with it."
Right.
So he gets me the Swiss Army knife, and I just remember I used the wrong end of the blade, and it closed on my fingers and just cut like all my fingers. I think I still have a scar.
I've done that before.
Right there.
Oh god.
Jeez.
And I never owned a knife again.
But now, you're from Canada.
I am.
But you were born in Syria.
Yes.
No,
I got
Seattle,
out just in time.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You were born in Seattle, correct?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Something's on your mind, my friend.
Right. But you lived in Canada for a little bit. Is this where the
20 years, yeah.
20 years, okay.
Yeah.
Was your family like really into the woods?
So my father's from Los Angeles, and he's a big outdoors guy, an avid scuba diver, fisher, etc.
Yeah.
And he just didn't like all the people, just the amount of people here, oversaturated.
That's fair.
People, yeah, very fair. And he basically went on vacation. He wanted to go see the Olympic mountains up in the Northwest, and went to Victoria and fell in love with it and basically never left. Moved his practice up there. He's a podiatrist. And met my mom in the San Juan Islands up in the Puget Sound. And there you go. My mom literally had me they were living in Victoria when she got pregnant, went back to Seattle to have me. So that's where her insurance was. Mm-hmm. And then here I am 20 years later. Go. Yeah. So that's I'm able to work here as an American, which is very, very beneficial. A lot of my friends from Canada, actors, it's such a hard thing to get a visa.
I would love dual citizenship. That'd be awesome.
I don't even have dual though. It's crazy. No. I don't know who to blame. I want to blame my parents, but I have to blame myself, I guess. But no, I just never. I don't know what happened. I just I never applied because I think I would have had to abnegate my American citizenship at the time, and I just never did it. And then I don't know. Here I am.
What are you currently reading right now? Because I know you're a big reader. What are you reading?
I'm reading The Unvanquished, Faulkner.
Okay.
It's great. It's different actually than a lot of his other stuff. It's I'm 100 pages in, but it's just much simpler, but just beautiful. It's so beautiful. I just love Faulkner's. Mm-hmm. He's the dude. If you haven't read a lot of his stuff, is
that one of your artistic outlets, or just ways to creatively get the juices flowing?
It's both. So reading to me, it's like it's dual purposes. It's fun, but also I think it's important. I think literature is like the best conduit to express thought and ideas. It's better to me than movies. Not to say movies don't do that. I think they're beautiful and they can give messages in a similar way. But you can be more specific, and you can just do so much more. I believe with thought in literature. So that's why you get to read the smartest people in the world. Yeah. Hear their thoughts in a dramatic form. So I love that. There's something profound I get feeling when I read.
See, that's awesome. I feel like a lot of people don't sit down and read a lot of times nowadays. It's not a common thing.
It isn't.
Can't read anymore.
Most people.
Well, it's a learned thing. You get better at reading. I forget. I think it was Emerson who said it was Vonnegut, Kurt Vonnegut. He said that reading is like anything. It's a skill. And to read good literature, you have to be good at it to pick up everything that you're reading. So it's practice. You got to practice. And like Faulkner, it's tough a lot of the times. I think the first book I read by Faulkner was The Sound and the Fury. And it's just like, what's going on? It's just you have to read slow, and then you learn their cadences and their writing style. It's like anything. It's a learned practice.
My brother Daniel, once when he started going to college, he would tell me man, sometimes I have to reread a few pages because I realize I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't paying attention to what I was reading.
It happens.
I was like, dude, you just have to pay attention. It's just, don't worry, it's normal. He was concerned.
Totally.
No, I Chekhov. If I read Chekhov, I'll read it on the bus and be like flipping pages, and you're like, did I leave the stove on? I don't really know. And then you're 8 pages by, you're like, fuck, I'm not paying attention to any of this, but I read all of it. I just can't. There's certain. I like to do. I like to read the literature and then go see the movie because it's sad because it's always a disappointment.
Right. Always.
But it is really interesting for me to be able to read something and then see how someone would imagine it adapted.
Totally.
To be like, no, that's not how I see that.
I did that. I like doing. It was 2 weeks ago. I had nothing to do on a Monday. I read Cormac McCarthy's No Country for Old Men, and then I watched the movie the same day, and it's like I think one of the best adaptations into a film ever. Like it's amazing. Like it's so well done. There's like a lot of moments in the movie that are better than the book. There's a couple things. The main character, I think they messed up a little bit, but I think it's like a beautiful adaptation. If you haven't read the book,
I'll have to check that out.
Go check it out. It's great. It's really cool to see how exactly they deal with it in certain ways, and it's cool. Like in movies, you can deal with suspense a little better. I think with visual and audio, auditory things. So it was cool to see the differences.
One of my favorite classic reasonings for like the book was much better than the movie was I Am Legend, the Will Smith movie.
Oh really? I never read the book.
Oh my gosh!
Oh really?
You've read the book?
I'll admittedly not finish the book, but
okay.
I did, yeah.
I thought the book was 1,000 times, but not to say the movie was bad. I'm just saying like the book was just so good. I kept reading and it wouldn't. Yeah. I couldn't stop reading it, which that's like a good sign usually.
Crichton is always one of my favorite writers too, and Jurassic Park hands down. The book is amazing.
I've never read the book.
Me neither. The movies, nothing right. Compared
wow.
to the first book is hands down amazing.
Yeah, the different mediums, it's tough to rate them. They're completely different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie I Am Legend at all?
Yeah.
Okay. You know the dog?
Yep.
In there, it dies. Spoiler alert, right?
God damn it.
So, in the book, though, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The way they build up, like that, it's just a whole chapter for the dog, and you think like, okay, he got hurt, but he'll be fine. Okay, he'll be fine. They start going through it, and you're like, yeah, he's definitely fine. And then the last sentence, you're just like,
that's the worst.
Yeah, he's not fine at all. And then it's like the next chapter. And it's just amazing how like sometimes one sentence in a book can just shift an emotion in you.
That the language is what it means to be human. We would not be human without language. Language is the key, most important thing for thought. We wouldn't be able to think without language. You wouldn't be able to be like, what am I going to do tomorrow? You wouldn't know how to form that idea. So books are just, they're what it means to be human, man. And when you can express something with words, it's the most beautiful, most profound experience you can have, I think.
Man, that makes me think of now like humpback whales or sharks, like with their language.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. We were talking about everybody else. Everybody listening to this is gonna be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" We were just talking about Beau's wonderful trip to South Africa and how he saw humpback whales and sharks. That's why I said that, and then I was like, their language, like how they like.
Languages.
That's exactly. But when you actually said that, you were like, "Yeah, if we didn't have language, we couldn't even think." I'm thinking my thoughts would be like,
yeah. Like, you like have an urge to do something,
right? We're thinking they're like, "Oh, this is such beautiful." Like, listen to their language, but in reality, they're like,
without literature, we'd be humpback whales. That's what it is.
Okay, I gotta ask. The topic of you going to South Africa. Shark diving real quick. That must have been incredible, right?
Yeah, it was amazing.
You went with Janine.
I went with Janine.
Your significant other, correct?
Yes. She's working over there, so I went to visit her. And what was interesting, it wasn't scuba. We're both scuba certified, Janine and I. But the way they do it to expedite the process and probably for legality issues, they have a cage buoyed out there in Shark Alley where all the great whites are. You go out there on a boat, you attach the boat to the cage, then there's 7 slots inside the cage. So it fits 7 people. They chum the waters up, the sharks come a-swimming, and you just basically take a breath, and the depth of the cage is about 15 feet, and you just shimmy yourself down the cage, and just you're there with the great whites. Like, I could have touched a great white's
They don't recommend that.
No, they don't. They don't recommend it. And I didn't. But it was actually like surprisingly not. It was nerve-wracking getting into it because I was the first one on the cage too. I was like, get out of my way. I'm going in. And
Jimmy's like, calm down. He's like, why are you elbowing me?
Anyway, I'm an American. Let me in first.
We're both American. But you're not really American.
But I'm not. But I am.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so you get in, and like it was a nerve-wracking at first, but then once you're down there, it was oddly, very serene. No, I was terrified. There's this, apex predator with like massive teeth and dead eyes. Like, it doesn't, I just like, there's nothing going on in his eyes. It's not like thinking anything. It's just like, I want to eat that.
That's, you know what? That's my goal. If I'm ever in a confrontation or an altercation in like public or something.
Dead eyes.
Yeah, just to go from guys.
You're already there.
just to go dead. Like, that'd be terrifying to fight somebody like that.
My acting coach has this story. So he was crossing a street on a sidewalk. Sorry, on a crosswalk. And a car didn't stop, and it almost hit him, and he smacked the back of the car after it drove past him. The car slams on the brakes. The guy gets out of his car. He's like, "What the hell, bro?" And he like walks up towards him like he's going to fight. And my acting coach, Michael, just didn't even think, just did this. Put his arms up in the air and put his foot out like, like a karate position.
Shut up.
And just stare the guy in the face. And the guy was just like, "Oh, just whatever, man. You're just idiot." And he just like diffused the whole situation.
That's amazing.
And the guy got back in his car and drove away.
That's insane. That is ballsy.
Yeah, it is.
That could have ended either two ways. That way, or just getting your ass
kicked. Yes.
Before we head to the break, it just surprised me, like in the beginning when we were talking about everything, like how
what
you.
was the theme?
I don't know. We're just having a good time. No, but like things in your control, and like you said, sometimes you feel like. You have insecurities and like as an actor and stuff like that, which surprises me because it's surprising to most people because they see you on TV and you're obviously a good looking guy, you've got great talent and stuff like that. So like for you, if you feel comfortable talking about it, like those insecurities, are they from like your talent wise or where are they, like why insecurities? You're successful and.
Yeah, well, you're always getting rejected. You have a great audition that you just nail and it doesn't work out.
So this happens to you. You have good auditions as well.
And never gets easier. At least I'm not Brad Pitt. It's not that easy. It's still just as difficult. If anything, it's harder just because I'm in the next tier and there's more people vying for that role.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's tough, especially right now. There's not a lot of auditions. I got other things. You got to do your own stuff. Yeah. I got my theater company. We got a reading coming up. Actually, yeah. Can I plug that?
Yeah. Let's talk about that after the break. If that's cool. Sorry, yeah. No, it's all good.
Anyway, were we stopping or are we continuing? He starts writing. He's like, "Okay, we'll take that break."
No. I'm sorry. I was just like, yeah. No, I just reminded myself. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, but yeah. So these insecurities arise, and you feel like sometimes like, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? Am I? What is it? Or you have a bad audition, dude. Auditioning is the worst. Auditioning is so hard. It's like a totally different beast. Totally different. It's hard. Sometimes you just gotta. I don't know, auditioning, I don't even know. It's a whole other thing. But
I feel you. I mean, I just recently, and this like within the last few months, like just started getting comfortable, like where there's no nerves anymore. There's no anything. I'm just excited to go in there. Whatever happens. It's
great. Yeah. That must be nice. No, I go, but it's a thing. Always changing. I have that. I go through times where I'm like, I don't even give a crap. Go in there and I book, most things I go on. And then I start like, I need this job. It's like the desperation thing. You can't have that. You just got to go do the work, know that you're going to have this 5 minutes, 2 minutes, to go do a little bit of theater. Go act.
That's exactly what it is, man.
Go act for a couple minutes, have fun, and hopefully, you're studied enough and you know what you're doing to make cool choices and you're a good actor. So that's all you can ask for, right?
Worst audition story. Have to ask. Do you have one?
Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot.
Favorite worst.
This one was like recently. I hadn't auditioned in a long time. And it was like one of my first auditions back. And it was one of these auditions, very verbose. The writing was just like, what? Prepositions that you don't use. And also like, it's hard to like learn it because it's not the best writing. And just so long and just for no reason. And I got it the night before and I worked my butt off on it. And I went in. I wasn't ready to go in. I just got there. And he said, "Beau, come on right in." I was like, "Oh. Yep, I should have just said, give me a second." But I didn't. I go in there, everyone's in there, producers, everyone. And we start the scene, and he's a very charismatic, very sure of himself politician kind of thing, So you have to be, you have to speak with confidence, you got to do all that. And I said a few words, and I was like, all right, I'll start over, which is happens, that's fine. Got halfway through the thing, but let's start over one more time.
Oh my gosh.
And I think it happened one more time, and then I look over at one of the producers and he's like, not making eye contact with me. And I was just like, oh, okay. And I did it again. And then I just ended up reading the page. I just read the page for that whole scene.
Man.
Yeah. And then, where does that come from? And then the next scene, I felt great, did the scene well. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this first scene again, please. Thank you very much. Because I don't want to go home and kill myself. And they're like, sure. And I did it and it went fine. So, I guess everything worked out. But it was like the most, I literally in the moment of when I was butchering it, thinking in my head, oh my God, am I never going to be able to act again? Is this never, what the hell is going on? Almost like, putting myself into a panic state.
Yes.
Like, what the hell? Like, that's insane. Which just never happened. And I go like, okay, what the hell? What is this what's going to happen? Is this the new norm? Like, that's not a logical thought either.
No. It's you know what it is? It goes back to our theme, the letting go aspect.
No, totally. Yeah.
But it's so amazing whenever an actor gets in their head like that. That is like the spiral. It's like, welcome to Fucktown.
Totally. But you know what's great though? With like all these type of moments is like you're just reaffirmed that like we're just fucking human, man.
Yes.
And like as an actor, you have to be in touch with your emotions. You got to be, I don't know, you got to be aware of everything. I heard all actors of any degree and stature, they all deal with bouts of insecurities. Olivier, he refused to act after like 50. He had terrible stage fright. He wouldn't go on stage at like 50.
I've never known that before.
Yes, Laurence Olivier. Yes, refused. He had to get pushed on the stage one night playing Hamlet. No, not Hamlet. He's 50. I don't know what it was.
Claudius, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, so wow. you just gotta we're human. We're not perfect. It's kind of nice you have these moments. It knocks you down a few pegs. It makes you work harder. It makes you just get refocused and get back plugged into what you're doing and remember what's important.
Absolutely. It's very comforting hearing, someone with your amount of success and your amount of talent saying that, you know what I mean? And the other actors and other we've had on the show talk about this kind of stuff with their insecurities. It's just comforting for any listener, any actor. It's like, okay, these are normal feelings. I'm not alone.
Yes, that's the thing. You're not alone.
And
in every profession too, there's those insecurities in everything you do.
Yeah. Especially in our industry, I feel like.
Yes, especially.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, let's talk about your theater company.
Cool.
Let's answer some listener questions.
And we have a little game.
From our game master.
That was such a long pause.
It was.
Let's go to commercial.
Let's go to commercial.
Dear God.
Put a flavored condom on your head because your mind is about to get blown.
High school is over.
Blackout party at the beach, bitches! You're legit popular.
Maddie f***ing McKevin!
You have to tell her.
I still want to be with you. You still want to be with me?
Welcome to the Enchanted Fantasy Prom. Be sure to sign up for the raffle. You could win a rainbow.
Awkward. Season 5 premiering August 31st at 9/8 Central. Only on MTV.
They just, on the topic of great whites, they actually just found the largest one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, it's huge.
How big,
it was like over, I want to say it was like 25 feet or something.
It looked monstrous.
And not only does it look monstrous, it looks like it's got like the best story to tell because it just looks like it's like
scarred,
500 years old.
Yeah.
It's like scarred. It's got like battle wounds everywhere. It was like,
wow. Yeah, the ones we were with were like they're called mediums, and they looked huge. I was like, these are mediums. Where are the big ones? I don't want to see the big ones.
I wouldn't. I don't know. I couldn't do that. Couldn't do it. Biggest fear.
If you're in the LA area and you're listening, you should definitely check out Beau's theater company. He works with Creative Works, correct?
Yes.
You guys I've seen 2 of the shows. One has been called Cock, and the other one was a series of monologues that actually Mike Fayola, he plays the dad in Awkward.
Yes.
You guys were brilliant in those, man.
Thanks, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, that was Eric Bogosian's pounding nails in the floor with my forehead.
Yes.
Dude,
I'll be completely honest with you. I saw that and I was like, it just, when you see another actor or another performer and you're like, oh shit, they're real. Oh wow, they know their shit. That was for like Mike and you. I was like, oh wow, they're legit actors. They're like, this is really, you know what I mean?
No, sure. Absolutely.
Because seeing an actor in one thing is like, okay, if they were great in it, it's like, yeah, they're great. But then you got to see them in something else or something different and go, oh
Absolutely.
wow, Like, they get it. They are really into the craft. I definitely recommend anybody. When's your next show coming up for them?
Well, we have a reading coming up on the 14th of November.
14th.
We're doing Becky Shaw. But our readings are really cool. It's not just, we're not just standing up there and reading from a script. We have the scripts in our hands, but we rehearse for a couple weeks and we have it blocked. There's no sets or props. But we're like half off book, 3/4 off book.
Gotcha.
So you really get to see the play and you get to hear the writing. That's the main objective.
That's
just
awesome.
to get people excited about whatever, contemporary writers or, So it's a fun night. It's it's really casual. There's drinks there and food. We hang out. It's great. So it's at the Michael Wilson Theater on November 14th, 8801 Cascio Street. You can also go on our Twitter. It's Creative Works.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
A great place to see live theater in LA, which, believe it or not, is harder than you think sometimes to see a decent show in LA. It's not really a theater town here.
I disagree.
Really?
I
Please,
do. Yeah, no. There's more theater here than there is in New York. It's hard to find. You have to keep your ear to the pavement. I saw a great production like last week or 2 weeks ago. Lone Star. It was done.
Yes.
Did you see it?
No, I know the play.
Oh, you know the play.
Yeah.
Play's great.
Wow.
It was done in like an automotive repair shop's garage. So it was all done outside.
Oh,
you had the sounds of the streets. You had these like car lights being the key lights for the production. It was just rad. It was really cool. Yes, it can be hard. You see some duds sometimes.
Right.
But if you just get plugged into some people who go see theater, you can find some real good shows.
My roommate, fellow guest on the show, Jonte LaGrosse. He's in a show right now called Lobby Hero. I don't know.
Yeah, I love that play.
Oh my gosh, it was good.
It was good.
It was really
cool.
Really good.
Yeah, I've done a few scenes in class from that play.
Dude,
over the years.
Solid play. The whole everybody was so solid in there, and it's just nice too seeing like Jonte's my roommate as well, and it's just nice seeing a fellow actor like over the years, like the different plays they've done and like how they've evolved as an actor too. I mean, it's just neat to see somebody's evolution from
totally see it too. And like, the more you put into it, it's like it pays dividends. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's do a play.
Let's do a play.
Let's do a play.
Once upon a
there
time.
should be more Neil Simon coming out. I wish someone did Laughter on the 23rd Floor. That is an amazing. If you have a chance to read that,
Laughter on the
very
23rd.
good.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that Neil Simon.
Neil Simon's great.
He's wonderful.
Mamet for me is like probably one of my favorite playwrights.
Eugene O'Neill for me, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Was he famous?
Oh yeah. Among other things.
We should do a play.
We should do a play.
I don't know.
We're
what
gonna do a
we've got.
radio show.
We should do a
next
radio.
week.
Oh, maybe.
I don't want to do that.
Oh man, I want to do some listener questions.
Listener questions.
We
I
got
have them
actually
right here.
The first one is from a person, a diehard fan of Actors Anonymous podcast.
I thought you meant a diehard fan.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
No, like a diehard fan.
Oh,
they're
they're a diehard fan. Oh, gotcha. Dude, we get the giggles sometimes, and anyway. Natasha asks, favorite scene or episode filmed through the duration of Awkward's filming? This is a 2-part question.
Favorite scene
or episode filmed through the duration of Awkward from season 1 to season 5. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. I don't know. I'm so bad at these type of questions because they all kind of meld to one for me. I like I don't know. Jen and I have had some fun scenes. Honestly, the pilot. I really like the pilot.
Pilot's great.
That's really great because so many things can go wrong, and for everything to come together, and it was just such a well done and like new tone and just kind of great. So I'm really proud of that. Not just I barely in it, but like just everyone.
It's solid.
It's solid.
I mean, I'm not just saying because I'm on the show and you're here right now, but it's top 10 one of the best pilots I've seen. Like top 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The Pantheon of Pilots. Yes.
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 Well, it's like one of those things where I remember when I met Sam, and you had told me about the show, I was like, oh, I'll go watch it. But I was also thinking, like, MTV does scripted now, and I was, like, really sketched, because if you remember when we were younger, it was, like, Undressed and, like, all these really awful, like, gimmicky things. And, like, when I watched the pilot, I was like, holy shit, like, the writing on here, like, everything about the show was, like, spot on. It was so innovative for, like, the type of show that it was. You don't see a lot of, like, it was really one of those shows that's perfect for a teenage audience, because it's not just, you know, focused on teenagers, but it's super sassy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The second part to that question from Natasha was weapon of choice in a life and death battle.
Life and death battle, weapon of choice?
Yeah.
Existing now?
Your call, man.
Are you inventing something?
You know, I just probably go 12 gauge shotgun.
Okay.
I mean, keep it simple. It gets the job done.
Right.
You know,
Close quarters.
you can't come that close to me. You know, I'll just shoot you.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry if I'm not more creative with it, but like that's just
that's your answer,
down
man.
and dirty, and that works.
No, it's fine. It's your answer.
Do you want me to go sword that I made by myself in my own blacksmith thing? No, I'm not going to say that.
Unless like 12
Sneak
people
up
come
behind
at you and
stab
then
you in the neck.
But
oh man,
I've got some Twitter questions we got going on here.
Let's do it.
Let me see here. Wait, is that the same one you asked?
What's going on? Everything all right? I got one. Lindsay Fisher asks, perfect date.
Perfect date. Okay. We start off at a bar.
Me and you? Are you talking about?
Well, yeah, of course. Of course. What do you think I was talking about? You know, have a drink, chat in a nice environment, get to know her.
Okay.
Then we go to something, and that could be anything.
Anything. This
Okay, like a something.
This is very
This is what a something is.
Yeah,
Something is a movie, play. Hell, I'll go to the ballet. I'll go to
hell. I'll go to hell.
I'll go to hell. Wherever it be, a walk or an activity. We do an activity. Afterwards, we go
very vague.
Afterwards, we go get some more food. And then, you know, of whatever that food may be. It can be anything. Pizza, you can go, you know, what's this? The yogurt, frozen yogurt?
Yeah.
And then we go back to my... No, I'm kidding. I drop you off at your door. I kiss you on the cheek and say, goodbye. I see you later.
That is an answer.
Okay, well, it was the perfect date. Like, I don't know, we go to the moon, Sam. Is that better?
That would be...
Yeah, I take you out into space. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, feel the G-force on your body.
I have one at Melissa Abadlays.
Are you having a stroke?
Are you okay?
Do you smell toast? Will you take a souvenir from the show?
What's the souvenir?
I don't know.
Of course I'll take a souvenir.
What would you want? What would you want to take? I'm going to check. Not from our show.
Oh.
No. I want to take this mic
yeah,
with
man.
me.
When are you going to give me?
If you could take something from the show.
Maddie has this amazing dream catcher in his room, and it's massive. It's the size of like a basketball hoop. And let me tell you, I dream big, so I need a big dream catcher. It's horrible. Oh, it was so lame. Oh, it was so lame.
I can't look at you. I can't look at you. Dream catcher. Because we're all stardust, bro.
Oh no. Sam and I get into like these like very existential, like almost like they sound like druggy conversations when we're bone sober.
Yeah.
At Brexnexel, gonna say it. That's probably right. What impact has Awkward had in your life?
It has had an impact. It's been overwhelmingly positive, in I think every way. It's given me an outlet to act, and I don't get these just vapid storylines. I get some meat. I get stuff to do.
You really do.
I really do, and it's challenging. So that's yay to that. I have a steady paycheck and income. I can survive. It's I've met amazing people. Yourself. I've met you because of the show, really. My best friend is Brett. I met. I don't know. It's like a tight knit community. It's everything. I don't know. The fans are amazing. People really like the show.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Everything. It's just always. It's been all positive.
I don't know how you experience this too, but like whenever you have a fan come up to you who's like somebody who loves the show,
right?
It's not an ego thing, but
no,
I get such a kick that they are so like excited about the show, that they love it and they're really invested in it, and they're like, oh, this and this and this, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like I don't know, it's just really cool, and I can't imagine whenever like I hope in the future, I do a project, something like Sicario, you know what I mean? Something like that, kind of like dark or I don't know, something else where like really like extremely like meaty, maybe I don't know what it is, but where I can have like discussions with fans and like more about like the story and character. I think that'd be cool.
That's great. Yeah, with the fans coming up to you, it's like I still to this day go like, it surprises me for some reason, because like I'm never worried about how the show does or what I act for like purely selfish reasons, really. Like that sounds bad, but it's not. Like I don't act so like people, have a I don't know, an outlet to get away from their lives. Like that's not why that's a nice byproduct,
right?
But I act for me. I act because I just want to. I want to say something. I want something I gotta do or whatever it is. And so that's a byproduct. And so that's interesting. That's nice.
Yeah,
that's cool. But it's not something I'm like fixated on. So when people come up to me and do that, I'm like, oh, that's really. I haven't thought about it. So it's really nice to see, and it's it's cool. It's very cool.
It is. Do we have more questions?
Last one we will do. At Pied. What are these names?
Yeah,
they're all great. At Paidia Hale, what is your favorite movie?
My favorite movie. These are such hard questions. I don't know why this is so hard.
I think we talked about this.
I have so many. I don't want to sound pretentious. So I'll like my favorite.
Is there like an answer that you give like PR wise, and then your real movie behind closed doors?
Like what would I? What's like favorite and what like just a movie I would like watch all the time? Okay, of the last like 10 years, I don't know, for some reason I love Inside Llewyn Davis. I just love that movie, the Coen Brothers movie.
Oh,
that's recently. I would say favorite of all time though. I mean, look, everyone says it, but Godfather is incredible. Raging Bull. Oh, Raging Bull is incredible. I mean, that's amazing.
I cannot get through The Godfather. I had to do like
do it again.
20-minute intervals.
Okay.
What's really
Raging Bull,
good,
I will agree.
Like just from a director's standpoint, if you're like interested in being a director someday or a storyteller at all, Prisoners.
It's a good movie.
It had Jake Gyllenhaal, Hugh Jackman.
Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal is just amazing lately, right? Jesus.
He's gone to his roots of doing like darker characters, and I think that's helped him out tremendously,
of course,
career-wise. But he's definitely an actor's actor. I think we need to play this game before we run out of time.
Yes.
It just goes by so fast, man. What's the game this week? It was kind of vague when you were telling me.
Vague.
Scenes? We're doing scenes?
No, I'm just kidding. We are doing casting call. Nicole has got me saying casting couch all the time now in my head.
That's something else.
So good.
No, that is a dirtier game. No. Better prizes. No. So what we're gonna do is
I move my chair away from him. Is that possible?
Yeah.
I'll record from outside if that makes you guys more comfortable. What we're going to do is there's numbers 1 through 8. You're each going to pick one. I will assign you a character, and then we will pick a scenario for you to act out briefly.
Okay.
Awesome.
Why are you looking at me like this is new information?
No, I'm just trying to process what you just said, so I make sure I understand the rules.
It's that game we play all the time.
I know. I'm stupid. I don't know what to say.
Beau, pick a number.
3.
5. 5.
You will be Jerry Seinfeld. You will be Patrick.
Why do I gotta be Jerry Seinfeld?
Is he deaf? Oh my god, this is amazing!
You are Patrick Star.
Oh,
like yeah.
Oh, hey, SpongeBob. Okay, great. Great.
And Nicole, give me a number 1 through 4.
4.
Kyle and Maddie are at a party where they're trying to hit on the same girl. When they realize that one of them has a chance with her, they have to defend why. Let me rewind. I failed. They have to defend why they're the right choice to each other.
Gotcha.
Wait,
so we'll just say, actually, I had that listed. I don't know.
So it's like me.
So it's going to be Patrick. We'll just do it as the two of you are at a party. And you're trying to win the same girl.
Jerry Seinfeld, and I'm Patrick Star.
Gotcha.
From SpongeBob. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jerry. How's it going?
Well, it's going good. It's going good. There's a very attractive lady. She's attractive. She's got nice boobs. She's got, let me just tell you one thing. Her hair, a little short. Hair's a little short.
I love short hair. Oh, I want to talk to her.
Hold on, Starry. Let me tell you something. I wrote a very hit TV show. Okay, I did over 10 seasons. What do you got?
I have a rock, and I live there, and I love it.
That's good for you. But me, $1 million, millions. I have a myriad cars. I own a.
You have a myriad?
I own a Maserati. I can impress her.
Okay. Oh, Jerry, I have to listen. I know you have millions of dollars. I'm just really lonely. Please, let me have her. I need her. I need her.
It's okay. It sounds like you've been watching Fox News Trump interviews. Why am I sounding like a nerd? I don't know.
That's good. That's good.
New round. New numbers.
Oh, gosh.
Shout them out to me.
1.
2.
This is when people turn off their podcasts. They go, what the hell is that guy doing?
Steve Urkel.
I don't even... Okay, sorry. Keep going.
If you want, we can swap out. Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, please give me a...
Yeah, I don't even...
I don't even know what he sounds like. Yeah,
not remember.
6.
8?
Bill Shatner.
It's kind of the same as Jerry Seinfeld.
Yes.
This was... I'm going to give you a different one than that.
Okay. He's like, I don't
know why I wrote that one. Can you... I don't know if you could do this.
Go ahead.
Narrator from How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay.
Basically, you're talking in Doctor Who speak.
Okay. That sounds good. Let's try it out.
1 through 3. 2.
Doctor Who speak.
You guys can fight this out. Actually, I think it'd be funny if you were doing this. You're buying condoms for the first time, Beau, at a convenience store, while Sam is at the counter and has never worked a register and is trying to make it work and giving you a hard time.
Okay.
Hello. Now, the reason these are they only have the small ones. They were all out of the massive condoms. That's why I'm purchasing these. Okay.
I see you're buying rubber for such a wonderful night. But, oh my goodness, this cash register is giving me a fright.
That's scary. You rhymed. That's good. The thing is, my friend, I can pay you with these coins. See, these are denomination of money. And I'll just be on my way. Okay? Wonderful. Here you go.
I accept your payment of cash and coin. Just remember to put them on before you boing.
Are you making fun of me? Do you know who I am? I am Bill Shatner.
I know who you are, and I know where you've been.
Stop rhyming.
I can't.
Stop rhyming. Stupid. God.
Years of acting training.
Yeah, just for... This is why I don't improv.
Is that good? Do you want
Yeah, no, that's good. I think we'll end it right there.
They get weirder. So
They get weirder than that.
They do get weirder. Anyway.
Beau, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been such a
pleasure.
pleasure. Before we go, we always ask our guests one piece of advice to the struggling artist. What would you say?
I would say... keep on keeping on. Seriously, just if you're facing adversity, just find inspiration and just don't listen to the no's and keep trudging, keep trying.
That's great. Thanks, man. And people can find you on Twitter, obviously, Beau Mirchoff.
Yes, Beau_Mirchoff.
Beau_Mirchoff.
Yeah.
Do not type the word underscore.
Do not type the word underscore.
It would not fit. It would not, could not. I won't rhyme.
I'm going to go home and try that and test that. I think it might fit.
Let me know how it goes.
You're going to change your Twitter name just to prove me wrong.
Jordan, thanks for co-hosting with me as always.
As always.
At Jordan Burbank 7, correct?
Yes. I'm going to kill the first 6.
I know you are. I believe it. Nikki, thanks for running the soundboard and everything you do social media wise. Appreciate it.
Totes.
At Nikki592, correct? That's good. Big thanks to GVB Studios for your wonderful studio. Gabe, for everything you do for the show. We really love you guys. And we are on Patreon right now.
You can read lips.
I can. We are on Patreon right now for our listeners and subscribers. If you're wanting something extra, putting on a show like this, it's always going to be free to our listeners on iTunes and everything. But as you know, it costs money just to kind of daily operations, if you will, studio costs, getting here, uploading costs, everything. There's just little bits of bills to pay here and there. But if you go on Patreon and you give us like $4 a month or something like that, or whatever you want,
platforms you can subscribe, and it's a lot of really awesome stuff, a lot of good different things that you can get as an actor or just to kind of get to know us better.
Yeah, you get prizes, and some of them is like Skype sessions with us where we Skype with you once a month or something like that.
Feedback on your casting, what have you. I don't know.
Your audition video, your reel or whatnot. So hit us up on Patreon as well. And thanks again to our listeners. Without you, the show wouldn't exist. We really appreciate everything, just listening in. And thanks for all the listener questions this week. And always remember to listen, think, and then talk.